First thing we've got to do is flatten our stones. So that's what we're going to do now, is flatten some stones. Got a little water in here. It shouldn't take very long to get them done. Hope everybody's having a good morning. Nobody's watching as of yet, but I hope somebody will come back and watch this video after the fact. And if you are watching the video after the fact, make sure you put in the comments that you did watch it after the fact and not on a live stream. I'm just trying to track some of this. Good morning. Hey Chris, what's going on up there? How's the weather? Oh, this is a 200 diamond that I got. It really works fast. I'm actually going to use a 200, and then I'm going to go back over it with a 400. I've got, I think, 4 different flattening stones. And I know some guys do it dry. I like the finish of the wet there instead. Hey, Dancing Bear, what's going on? So we're going to do a few Salon shears here in a minute. You know, this is a cheap one I bought on Amazon. The other one is a Adama. This was a little bit more expensive one called an Adama. And of course I got the DMT holder on it. These are, the DMTs are outrageously expensive, and I'm not sure any of them, one's better than the other. I'll have to look up what I paid for this 200. But it works really fast when I'm in a hurry. I've got a couple of the stone ones, the composite material ones. I don't like them as well. I don't think they produce as good a surface on the stone. Just my opinion. I know some guys use just a flat surface, and silicon oxide sandpaper will work real well. I think that's what Jim O'Donnell out in Spartanburg uses. He just sprays a little water on them, and he's got a flattening stone, a machinist flattening stone that works really well. I'm going to do the other side just for grins. But so the 200, I think it leaves a really nice surface on my 1000 grit stone. So that's just, this one is flat on this side, so that one's ready to go. Well, we're going to do the 200. We're going to do the 200, I mean the 400 grit next. These stones were not really out of sort. I think I did like maybe 4 pair yesterday. I've been trying to get in a habit of flattening them faster or more often. This is the 6000. This takes a little bit more because the material's harder. We're getting there. So I had a lady bring in 5 pairs of shears last night. Today's her day off. And so I'm going to knock them out this morning. Thought I'd turn the camera on, chit-chat back and forth with everyone. It's a pretty day here in Texas. High humidity, yo. I got 79% humidity in the, yeah, I do have I've seen the diamond resin one. I have not tried those. You know, there's so much stuff out there to try. You can spend a fortune and not create any better results for yourself. I'm kind of more about speed than anything else. I've got so much to do every day. You know, you kind of get in a groove of what works for you, what's successful, and you kind of stick to it. I mean, I did use the old-fashioned flatteners. I don't know what you call the material out of them. Ones that have the hex pattern on them. They're just another stone is what they are. And they were so slow. And I didn't like the finish of the stone. So one of the guys that does straight razors that I follow, that's all he does is straight razors. And that's what he used the diamonds for his stones, for his straight razors, you know, like 30,000 grit Italian stones or whatever they are, natural stones. I saw him use the diamond and had a conversation with him about that. Texted him, and he liked the consistency of the diamond plates to be nice and flat for the, you know, really, he does really high-end straight razors is what he does. Really super fine finish on each one of these blades. And he had the confidence in the diamond plates over anything else to flatten his outrageously expensive stones. Yeah, it's always a good idea to watch everybody's videos. You can get all kinds of ideas and learn something. You know, you can learn what to do and what not to do by watching everybody. So there we go. So that's the 400 right there. So that one's super slick. That's my 6,000. So that one's done. Let's go back over. I'm gonna do both sides of this one on the 400. Just smooth it up a little bit. Flat is what I care about. These are for my ride lines. All right, we're good. All right, I'm going to move the camera here in a minute. All right, guys. All right, let me show you what we're going to do live this morning, if I can get the camera without dropping it in the water. Hey, Jeff. So we got these 5 pairs of shears to do this morning. Dog's hanging out. All right, we got to change out some disc first. So I know the sound is sucking on this phone, and I can't get my external microphone to work, so I got a new one coming in today. So I sharpened a bunch yesterday, and I also had a guy for training on Monday. So, yeah, a guy came last week for a day, and he came back on Monday and trained with me for another day. All right. So we got to put some new abrasives on our plates. So I took off the 3M and I put this these. I'm going to use the cheap ones on. Cheap abrasives, but I really like these. I don't know why I like these green ones so much. They're fairly easy to clean. Well, I don't think you guys can hear the background noise. We're used to, you could hear the machines. I don't think you can hear them anymore. There's something going on with my mic because I recorded the other day with it and I listened back and it's not. I don't know what's going on, but that's okay. It is what it is, right? So I got the music playing in the background. Y'all can't hear the music, can you? And it's pretty loud. All right, that looks good. Make sure I pulled the right disc abrasives out. Jeff, how's the weather up on the East Coast? You can hear the music in the background. Well, maybe different today. Maybe it's something's, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm going to turn the dust collector on here in a second. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear that. It's pretty loud here in the shop. It's one of those cheap Harbor Freight ones. Cold, damp, and 45. Wow. Well, we've had a lot of rain the last couple of days, which we needed it. Because my yard looks so bad. And the yard guy, my yard man is supposed to come re-sod some areas in my backyard this week. All right, we're going to start off with these. These are beveled edge shears. Yeah, I bet you had fun down there, nice and warm in the Carolinas with Jim O'Donnell. I don't know why this girl wants these sharpened because they cut pretty good. I'm going to go to my mannequin. I'll be right back. All right, they are pushing hair. Let me see if I can find some hair to show y'all that it is pushing. Now, I've never been to Spartanburg. I've never been to South Carolina. I've been to North Carolina. I worked for a Bank of America for a number of years, and they always sent us to Charlotte, was where their headquarters was. So here's the shears. These are what's called semi-convex, it does have a bevel on them. These are beveled edge. So let's see. We got the tip. The tip cuts pretty good, but look in the middle. See how it pushes that hair? So I believe this is a sports clips, or I can't remember where these girls are from. It's a chain, I know that. So see it push? So we got to fix that. All right, so we know there's an issue. Let's see if we can get them to cut better. I would like to go to Spartanburg. I'd like to go down and spend a day with Jim, and also spend a day with the guys at Wolf. Maybe next year. My plan is to do one of these seminars every year, maybe 2 a year. One of these get-togethers and meet everybody. So there's an issue right there. There's a ding right there on that blade. It's not horrible. Really rough right in there. So there's where the damage is on that blade, where it's pushing the hair. All right, so we got our flat stones. I'm going to work the ride lines a little bit. IPA, India Pale Ale, just water. It's a little early for an IPA. These are ceramic stones, so I just use water. All right, so we cleaned up the area that I saw concern with. Maybe a little bit more right in here. I'm going to reposition my fingers over that area and give it just a couple more strokes. I like clean, defined. That's true, you can't, but I can't drink all day today, that's for sure. I am meeting somebody at lunch at it's a restaurant that's called Craft 96. So that tells you what's going on there, but I will not be having a beer at lunch today, because I do have some sharpening this afternoon to do too for somebody who's coming. You're exactly right. You don't want to waste no alcohol on there. Isopropyl alcohol on the stones would evaporate too fast here in Texas. It's pretty warm. That's it. It's 75 degrees and 79. It's 81% humidity now inside my shop. It's very sticky this morning. I see just a little bit of haze at that tip right there. Hey Jeff, did you go riding with Jim in his van in Sharpen, or did y'all just meet at his shop? Forgot to ask you that. I'm not sure what it would be in Celsius. You'd have to calculate it. That looks good. We're good. Yeah, it's pretty warm. I mean, I'm in Southeast Texas, so yeah, his van looks pretty cool. He's got AC and everything in it. He's got two down there in the Carolinas. It's too dang hot. There's a guy in Florida, a couple guys in Florida. They don't have AC in their vans, and I can't imagine it. All right, so here we go. We're going to turn the dust collector on. I got to reconfigure it here. Hang on. Tell me if y'all can hear that in the background. All right, I got to clean my mirror too. I mean my magnifying glass. Yeah, summer is coming to Southeast Texas. We're in our rainy season right now, so we're supposed to get some more rain this week, maybe a little bit more rain this weekend. May it starts drying out, and then we won't get significant rain unless we get a hurricane until September. And that's when the hurricanes start to hit, is in September. We'll start getting tropical storms and so forth. All right, we got a burr. These are beveled edge shears, so we're not going to convex. All right, so we got the burr off. All right, looks good. What don't you understand? I think I'm gonna have to turn the fans on in here. It's pretty warm. I don't know where the dog went. I think she went back inside. Looks good. Well, I appreciate everybody watching. I hope you'll hit that thumbs up button, help the algorithm out. And if you're so inclined, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. It does help our little business down here in Texas grow. Higher is finer. So that's grit. I don't know if you understand grit or not. You want to start off more aggressive and then get to a finer grit. A polished surface. Looks good. So you evidently don't understand the concept of grit, or mesh, or micron. Now if you're used to micron and mesh, you would start with a larger number and go to a smaller number in mesh or micron. We're in the United States, so we use grit as our base. And it's not going to take much here. All right, somebody's texting me. All right, those look good. Correct. I think we're good. We're going to go on to the next one. Yeah, you reduce it down. You start off with a low number which is more aggressive, and then you go to a higher number, which is finer. Now, if I was sharpening a straight razor, I would finish with like a 30,000 grit, because I want a super polished edge on a straight razor. I don't need that here. Well, that's not really the... I think you're asking the wrong question. All right, that looks good. Let's put it back together and see how it cuts. We have something nasty on that shear. What the hell was that? Martin, I charge $20 per pair when they bring them to me here at my shop to sharpen salon and barber shears and pet grooming shears. If I go to a salon or a barber shop, I charge $35 per pair with a minimum of 3, because I have to pack my equipment up, I have to travel. So this lady brought these to me last night. This is one of my nice ladies I've been sharpening for years. And so she was off today, so she brought the shears to me. So $20 per pair. And that's the same for mail-in. So if somebody mails them to me from anywhere in the continental United States, I charge $20 per pair plus return shipping. Now you could probably buy these shears for not much more than $20. I'll tell you that. These Kashi shears, these are sold on like Temu, Alibaba, and things like that. This is not super quality shears right here. But if she likes them, I don't ask. Yeah, I'm cheaper than a lot of people. Oh man, those just cut great. Let's see how they cut hair. Use this one. Look at that. Oh man, that's just wonderful. They're cutting like they're supposed to. Let's do our final adjustment. We got 4 more pair to do. It's got something schmudge on it. I don't know what that is. All right, that's about right. That feels nice. So those are ready. That's 1 pair done. How many minutes did that take? Oh, we did the stones too, so 35 minutes. Let's do another pair of. This is another pair of beveled edge. Let's see how they cut, and they don't. You can see that how rough that is. That should cut through that 1-ply tissue with no effort whatsoever. So those are pretty dull. we'll go ahead and do a hair test. And you can see it's pushing. Yeah, I am cheaper than anybody else, but you know what? I got a good clientele. Keeps me very busy. I don't have to do much traveling. I have a very small geographic. I live in a very densely populated area. The greater Houston area is about 7.5 million people. That's Harris County and the 4 surrounding counties of Harris County, which is basically takes up the whole city of Houston. Is Houston takes up almost all of Harris County. And then there's 4 counties that surround it. There's Galveston, which I'm in, which is south. Brazoria is to the south and the west. Trying to think of the other counties. Montgomery is to the north. Chambers is to the east. I'm missing one. And so I don't like traveling, especially into Houston, because it's so much traffic. So it's worth it for me to kind of keep my prices low, because a lot of people bring stuff to me. And so I don't have to worry about gas. So you kind of have a trade-off. If I wanted to charge more, I'd have to travel more. So you look at this, there's a very shallow grind on this. This is not a quality hollow ground shear. So we're going to do very little stone work because there's not much to do here. We'll leave it. We just want to get them to cut. So if I charged more, I'd have to travel more. That's not what I want to do. And if I traveled more and made more, I'd spend more money on gas and frustration of traffic. Because Houston is nightmarish traffic. I have a very loyal customer base. These are beveled edge barber shears. We're good. $35. I mean, these things have been sharpened to death. Look at that. I have to look back as when I sharpened these last. She brings them to me about every 9 months. These are her backup shears. The other 3 pair are her nicer shears. You know, a ton of people are texting me. Still see a little haze there. That looks good. And there are a ton of people watching them. Isn't that funny? I still see you getting a ton of people on yours. When I pop in the afternoons, watching yours sometimes. I don't always get to comment because I just have it on the screen here in the shop, watching you. Could have swore that had a washer in it. What the hell? All right, I'm gonna have to find a washer. I thought I had one. There it is. It's on the side of the cup. Yeah, we're not the only ones doing that. There's been a lot of people commenting about the live streams dropping dramatically. They've changed the algorithm in September. That's when I started seeing the drop, initial drop. I don't know, Zorro, what we're going to do. Just keep doing it. The girl who I'm sharpening for right now is texting me. I'm going to have to get off this line and see what she needs. Exactly. Just keep doing it. What else we got to do but sharpen? It doesn't take anything for us to turn the camera on when we're doing something. We're making money. Look at that. That's just wonderful. Let's do some hair. And guys, I'm gonna have to shut this down because the girl that I'm sharpening for is texting me right now. Those are cutting good. So I want to find out what she wants. Those are great. I have not. I will check it out, though. All right, guys. I'm going to shut down and go find. There's like 10. I've had 10 texts since I started 47 minutes ago, and I still got 3 more pairs to do. So, but I'll come back on later. Take care, guys.